Air Jamaica, the lovebird, has held a special place in the heart of Jamaicans ever since it hit the skies on May 1, 1966. Islanders were proud of the airline and maintained a fierce loyalty to the little piece of Jamaica that flies throughout several transitions from government to private hands and back. So when Trinidad and Tobago's state-owned Caribbean Airlines purchased Air Jamaica's routes in 2010 but decided to drop the Air Jamaica brand, many Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora boycotted. It forced Caribbean Airlines to reconsider, and within months the lovebird was back in the skies. Now, 2 years later, Cal is again contemplating getting rid of the Air Jamaica brand. Media reports out of Trinidad indicate that the Civil Aviation Authority, TTCAA, has ordered them to drop the brand. The CAA reportedly says that Caribbean Airlines cannot operate the two brands because it is not licensed to do so. This despite the fact that Cal has been doing just that for the past 2 years. According to reports in the media, the CAA's position is that if Cal wanted to continue using the Air Jamaica name, it would have to register Air Jamaica as a separate airline. We tried to reach Director General of Trinidad's Civil Aviation Authority, Ramesh Luchmedial, but we were told he was in a board meeting that would last all day. However, we did reach Luchmedial's Jamaican counterpart, Lieutenant Colonel Oscar Darby. Although he hasn't seen Trinidad's regulations, Darby says it's actually not uncommon for airlines to operate more than one brand.
In March of this year, I believe, the FAA issued a permit for Southwest Airlines and AirTran to operate those two brands under a single AOC. So that's one example, which is a profound example, because if the FAA jurisdiction or the U.S. jurisdiction is what is of concern, then there is an example within that very jurisdiction. But, any airline can operate using a different brand name, or I should say any AOC holder can operate doing business under a particular brand name. And on our air operator's certificate, we allow several boxes for an airline to say the different names under which they would do business. But now for an airline to do that, the airline would have to register with their company's office that they will be doing business as XYZ. That airline can have a different name based on the market in which you operate. You can be operating out of Kingston as Kingston Air. You can operate another operation out of Montego Bay as Montego Bay Air. But you are a single airline.
We also tried to reach Trinidad's new line minister, Larry Hawaii. However, a representative told us that he would not make a statement on the matter until after he received a report that he's requested from Caribbean Airlines. Caribbean Airlines says they're also not commenting until they receive instructions from the line minister. Meanwhile, there was a high-level meeting in Jamaica last week focusing on the brand issue and other matters between the airlines. That meeting was attended by Jamaica's Transport Minister Omar Davies, Caribbean Airlines Chairman Rabindra Munan, CEO Robert Corby, Trinidad's former Transport Minister Devant Maharaj, their Trade and Industry Minister Vasant Barath, and others. Following that meeting, the parties all agreed to look more closely at the issue.
With regard to the brand issue, there were conflicting interpretations, and so we are setting up a small team. I will name some. The Trinidad, Mr. Barath will name some, and they are going to address both issues and come back to us.
When you say conflicting, meaning that Jamaica has one opinion and Trinidad has another opinion?
To be more precise, Jamaica's Civil Aviation Authority and Trinidad's Civil Aviation Authority have conflicting. Okay. But the Trinidad authorities felt obliged to respond to their CAA, their Civil Aviation Authorities, interpretation, and our CAA posed some questions, and the Trinidad minister seemed interested in those questions, answers to those questions. So part of the task of that team will be to provide us with a joint recommendation.
Caribbean Airlines and Air Jamaica have been political issues in both Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago ever since the merger, with emotions running high on both sides. In Jamaica, travelers with whom we spoke had mixed feelings, but most wanted to see the Air Jamaica name remain in the sky.
We don't have no choice because we still have to go from one place to another. So we have to just take anything we get, but deeply believe say we should still have Air Jamaica.
It's not fair. Why not? Because if they have both of them, they should keep both of them forever.
We use Caribbean Airlines, all the time because I'm the agent down there for national bonds, and we get a good service from them. Changing the name, I don't think that's going to change anything in the flow of passengers. People want to travel these days, and I don't think that's going to change the kettle of fish anyway. It doesn't really make a difference once you have good management and CEOs.
Even it's just a name. I mean, Air Jamaica, everybody knows Air Jamaica, they're known for their good service all over, whenever you take them. So I think they should keep the name.
The same way like how you have Leat in Antigua, you have Guyana Airways, Air Jamaica. You know what that means to us? Can you just think about Jamaica at the Olympics? Even all of the color wasn't all like the flag, but just thinking about Jamaica. That's a little piece that we should be flying all the time.
It's still Caribbean, but we love to see Jamaica stand out. Yeah.
Have you flown with any of them before?
Air Jamaica, yes. When it was Air Jamaica. Very courteous, very nice, but I haven't been on Caribbean Airlines since the changeover. So I don't know if it's the same, but I still rather see the Jamaica name up there.
Would you still fly with Caribbean Airlines?
Well, I would like to try to see what they have to offer, if it's the same service.
I think if they drop it for economic reasons, I think the majority of well-thinking Jamaicans will understand. I mean, they'll be sad, right? And they might lose some loyalty, but if it's going to be too expensive for you to carry, then you have to drop it. I used to enjoy traveling on Air Jamaica because I think they understand the Jamaican traveler, and so they cater to the Jamaican traveler. I don't know if Caribbean Airlines will cater to the Jamaican traveler to the extent that Air Jamaica used.
But at least some Trinis feel differently. Opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley shared this view back in May.
I am of the view that there's nothing that the Jamaicans were doing with Air Jamaica that they couldn't do that we are going to do, except write the checks. I was not in favor, and I'm not in favor now, of Trinidad and Tobago owning and operating Air Jamaica.
In Jamaica, opposition parliamentarians are also weighing in. Former Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett is of the view that dropping the Air Jamaica brand could hurt Caribbean Airlines.
Having brand Jamaica associated with any commercial or overseas activities emanating from the Caribbean right now, it's a big plus. Jamaica is the most powerful brand in the region, unapologetically, I'd say so. And as someone who has effectively assisted in the marketing of Destination Jamaica and have seen the power and awesomeness of brand Jamaica, I would say that any entity in the region that would have the ability to embrace this and throw it away needs to have some re-examination. I wouldn't say of any part of the anatomy, but certainly would need to think again.
So what will eventually happen to Air Jamaica, even though it's now just Air Jamaica in name alone? The first step will be to wait and see what the special committee recommends. And after that, who knows? But if Caribbean Airlines does decide to let go of the Lovebird, the name may return home.
If they wish to drop the brand, I've indicated that we want it back.
Just the name?
As opposed to what?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what you would do with the name because you don't have an airline now.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to allow anyone else just to hold it.
So does that mean you'd be looking into re-establishing another airline?
No, that's right. I know that's where you're going, but I just would like it back if they aren't going to use it.